Hey guys, welcome back to Money Vibes with Vi. We are going to do my February 2026 money reset. First, let's talk about my goals for the month of February. For this month, I would like to bring my Chase savings amount up to $2,500, and I would then like to focus as much money as possible towards my 2025 Roth IRA. When I was initially brainstorming, I had put a goal of $500. I really don't want to do that. If anything, I'll probably just keep track of my contributions here. So I'm gonna label this contributions. And just whenever I do add to my 2025 Roth, I will put the dollar amount in the side margin here. But these are my two focuses for this month. Then I listed out all of my bills. I will cross them off as they are paid, and I'll fill out my entire bill category as you see. I'll also highlight when my paydays are, just so I can be aware of how much money I will need in a 2-week period to cover bills and other expenses that come up. So I've already set this up. As you can see, there are 2 items here that do not have dollar amounts. That is because these bills will have a specific amount that will be almost revealed later on in the month, as the bills aren't quite ready yet. They do pretty much stick closely to a certain dollar amount. So if I really wanted to, I could probably estimate how much these would be, but for now I'll just leave them empty until I get the email alert that the bill amount is due. And then this Best Buy bill down here is normally due, I believe, on the 29th of every month, but I believe it'll probably be withdrawn on the 28th. There are a few bills that I do hope to not carry over into the month of February, and that's going to be this gym fee. I don't go. I'm currently working out at home. I think this money would be better kept in my pocket, so I do have to eliminate my gym membership. Next up would be this Geico bill at almost $350 every month. I want to see if I could get this number lowered. And then my credit one. It's not a large amount at $8.33 per month. However, it's kind of ridiculous to be giving them this money every month, in my opinion. Mainly because I don't use the card. I don't use it, so I don't know why I'm being charged every single month. It's not like it has an insane balance or these perks that they kind of have to make money back for. I don't benefit from that card outside of just not carrying a balance on it. I don't know though if I want to get rid of that this month just yet though, because I do want to wait till my balance carried goes down so that it doesn't have a large impact on my credit score. And by balance carried, I don't mean this particular card, I just mean my total amount available to spend would go down if I close this card, which could have an impact on my credit score. I don't know if I care that much right now because there's nothing I am going to be getting a loan for, but that is something to keep in mind, okay? So this is the setup for February of 2026. These inserts I had originally been planned on putting inside of my cash stuffing binder, but after playing around with it a bit, I think I want these in a separate place. I will use these on my budgeting days and cash stuffing days when I'm setting up the binder, but I don't think I need to sort of carry these inserts around. I'm still figuring out where I'm gonna put these, how the layout's gonna be, so stay tuned for updates on that. But for now, I just wanna give you guys a quick breakdown of my budgets for the months to come, as well as how much money will go into each category. So I'm gonna set these off to the side. Let's talk our binder. First off, there are 2 separate kind of components. I have decided that there are 4 categories: car maintenance, hair salon, gifts, and clothes that don't need to be included in this wallet. I want this to be light. I don't think I want to carry around as much. In the past, I kind of had my car maintenance envelope accumulating week over week and just kind of sitting here, mainly because of space as well as comfort. I just want to leave these in a safe place. I may put these in another binder because they are fitted. I just have to see if they'll fit my old binder. I think they may be a little too big, so I may need to get another A5 binder for these, but I don't think I want to carry around these categories. And while they are out though, I will discuss the dollar amounts. So I'll be giving you the bi-weekly amount for each of these categories, and given that they're more, I guess, strict sinking funds in this case, because I put these in and if I use them, great. If not, it's okay. They could just continue to accumulate. I'm not going to give a weekly breakdown for these. So car maintenance, it's going to be $100 every 2 weeks. Last year, I had a transmission break. I had, I think, some tire issues either last year or the year before, and one other car issue. All of that equaled about $2,000 in repairs. So my goal is to kind of keep adding to this until the balance is about $3,000. I think that's more than enough to cover car washing, repairs, oil changes, anything dealing with that car maintenance. Next up would be my hair salon visits. This year, I'm cutting down on my hair salon visits and only going to visit when I need my trims. However, I am still going to the hair salon. Maybe next year, I will feel comfortable doing that sort of step on my own, but for now, I'm gonna admit I do need some help, and that's going to be $30 every 2 weeks is going to be saved for those visits. Next up is gifts. This is something I could definitely have saved for more and more mindfully. So this year I'm trying to change that. And for gifts, it's going to be $20 every 2 weeks. By the time birthdays and Christmases come around, which are more for me and my family and loved ones towards the middle and end of the month, I will have a nice amount saved up and be able to buy some nice things. So yes. And then clothes. I don't think I spend a lot on this category, but I do think it's necessary to have because, for example, this past winter, I've gotten some gloves and different supplies, and I didn't have a budget to pull from. So that's gonna be $20 every 2 weeks. If you notice, so far there is no miscellaneous category, which I've had in the past. I am trying to be super specific about budget categories for this year so that I'm not sort of letting that miscellaneous be a catch-all. We'll see if I still end up needing a miscellaneous, but just, you know, something different for this year. Now let's open up the binder. This is the categories that I carry around day to day. Yeah. So let's get into that. First up, we have gas and transportation. These I'll be talking about more so on a weekly basis, but you can multiply those amounts by 2, and that's the bi-weekly amount that I will plan on budgeting towards these expenses. So gas and transportation is about $40 a week. I included transportation because every once in a while I will take public transport to the city, but the main focus for this category is gas. Next up is groceries at $100 a week. And by the way, I am in the middle of a pay period, which is why the amounts that I'm saying might not match what you're visibly seeing and why there's change and receipts in some of the pouches. So for groceries, that's gonna be $100 a week. This may need to go up, I'm a little doubtful. Groceries for me is a large variable expense, so we'll see how this goes. But I am also trying to shop my pantry, use things I have, not shop excessively. So we'll see. Dining out is going to be $120 for 2 weeks or $60 a week. I did well with this last year, I think. And instead of emptying this out every 2 weeks like I had done in the past, if I don't spend the full amount, I think I'm gonna keep it in here. Just because occasionally there are times, it's not often, but there are times where I go out to a nicer restaurant and the $60 a week won't necessarily cover it. But if I have some carryover from the previous weeks, it's still money budgeted for dining out, so it doesn't feel like I'm going over budget, but I could use that when I do eat someplace a little pricier. More often or not, it's fast food or maybe like diners and things like that, nothing too pricey. Next up is laundry. This is a new category for this year as well. That's going to be $30 for the 2 weeks. I know I said I'd do it on a weekly amount when talking about these categories, but laundry, I don't empty out often. I really only do it about every 2 weeks or so anyways, so that's perfect. Personal care, $50 for the 2 weeks or $25 per week. Health and fitness, $25 a week. This is including things like supplements. Like I said, I am working out at home, so I am gonna need money for more dumbbells or maybe more equipment. That's what that's for. Household products. I was noticing that my grocery budget was carrying over in this direction, and my miscellaneous budget was carrying over in this direction last year. So I just created a separate envelope for household products, and that's gonna be $20 a week. This is things like paper towels, just anything needed around the house for cleaning, maybe even furniture. I'm not sure if that's a big enough budget, and I don't even know if I need any furniture. But the idea here is anything I need for the house outside of groceries is coming from this budget. Next up is entertainment and date night. That is going to be about $25 a week. I don't do anything every week per se, but when I do, I'll have this category to draw from, and I'm excited about that. That's something new. I think in the past I would sort of just grab money from where I could. So yeah, this year, trying to set up more categories and to be more intentional about where exactly the money's going, trying to plan for things that I know are going to eventually be expenses that need money budgeted in that direction. So I am excited. This is my setup thus far. These amounts may change based on how much money I need for bills and things like that, as well as how much I'm actually spending. For example, if we're 6 or 7 months into 2026 and I'm not spending any money on the clothes category, I may have to readjust this budget. One more thing that I'm kind of thinking of, in addition to what I have currently as my goals for the month of February, some other things I want to keep in mind this month is my job hunt. I am still looking for work and I do want to still prioritize this. So I'm just writing this here to keep this in mind. There's nothing particularly wrong with the current job I have, but as I explained in my financial goals for 2026 video, there's definitely more potential to be had there. Yeah, so I think this is more than enough thus far. This is my February 2026 money reset. As I continue to adjust things, I will add more to these monthly resets, but I would like us to talk about goals, about our categories, about the bill paying and all that stuff month over month. What do you guys like to do every month to keep your money on track? What are your financial goals for this month and how are you all doing? Make sure to like, comment, please subscribe to follow along for this journey. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.